Hey, and what is going on, everybody? It's Scion Life back here with another video, and today I just want to talk about cars that I am excited to see come out in 2022 and 2023. Now, for this list of cars, we won't know how good or if we truly like them until about a year or two after they come out. But at this point, any new car that's coming out that's not electric is really a blessing. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the video. And the first car I want to discuss in this video is going to be the Toyota GR86, which is supposed to come out in the year 2022. Now, I love the current generation GT86. As you guys might know, I own an FRS myself. I love driving it. It's a great car. There's a couple problems with it, namely the torque dip in the middle of the RPM range between 3,500 and 4,500 in the outgoing car. There's basically no torque. There's no power in that range. I don't know why, but you can fix it with headers, but it would have been nice if Toyota and Subaru could have fixed that from factory. But I do not believe this will be a problem in the new GR86 because they are beefing up the engine to a 2.4 liter flat 4, and it's supposed to make 228 horsepower compared to 205 in the car now. Now, this is the second generation car, and I feel like Toyota and Subaru have kind of got their feet under them a little bit. They've got their feet wet in the water with the first car, and now that they're moving on to the second one, they can start refining what was wrong in the GT86. So I think for the styling, I don't think it looks as good as my car, the current generation GT86, but it is still a very good looking car. Now, this car is rumored to be around the price range of 27,000 or so, which is around where the GT86 and Subaru BRZ go for now. You're still going to get the manual, you're still going to get the amazing handling. They're actually going to put decent tires on it this time. They're supposed to put Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires, which would be great. It'll be way better than the Prius tires that came on my car. But everything I've heard from this car, like from reviews and stuff online, different articles, it is a great car. It is a great beginner sports car, and I feel like they've really defined or refined the 8.6 with this car. And now the second car on this list is one that's kind of grown on me over time, and it's going to be the 2023 Chevrolet Corvette Z06. Chevrolet just announced this car the other day, and it looks absolutely killer. They're dropping in, it's called an LT6, which is pretty much a beefed up version of the LT engine that's in there right now. There's no supercharger, no turbos, it's not forced induction, it's naturally aspirated, and it's making 670 horsepower at 8,400 RPMs. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, how in the world did they get the car to be able to rev up that high with a pushrod V8? That's the thing, they changed it over to a flat plane V8 for the LT6, and I think that this car is going to completely change the game. This car is rumored to start being priced around 90 to 100 grand. And I think for that price range, it's really going to compete with Ferrari and Lamborghini and stuff like that. Now, there have been a lot of YouTubers and a lot of car articles that have criticized the Z06 simply because it doesn't make the power numbers that they expected. I think it doesn't make quite as much as the ZR1 from the C7 generation. It makes barely more than the Z06 from the C7 generation. But you have to think to yourself, both of those cars had superchargers. This car is naturally aspirated. Now, they may go in a different route for the ZR1, of course. That's going to be the most, extreme version of this generation of Corvette. But with the new regulations that are in place worldwide with engine displacement, they've dropped it down to a 5.5 displacement. I think that this car is going to go worldwide, and I feel like this is going to be a great competitor with Ferrari and Lamborghini for essentially half the price. And I really like this car. I can't wait for this car to come out. And now this next car is rumored to come out in the year 2023. Not a lot is known about it quite yet. It's supposed to debut this month. They're supposed to bring out a prototype at one of these events on November 11th. But it's going to be that new Acura Integra. And I am so glad that they brought this car back. This was such a great move. It's going to come with a 6-speed manual that's already been confirmed. And we don't know yet what kind of engine they're going to put in it, but I'd imagine Acura Honda will not disappoint us with this car. The styling, I think that they absolutely killed it. This car is gorgeous. It looks like a modern rendition of an Acura Integra. That's what I've been noticing lately with these car companies. They've been coming out with more futuristic and kind of edgy designs that, maybe the consumer's not sure if they like it whenever it debuts, but then whenever it comes out, they're like, wow, that's a really good looking car. And you really have to give props to Acura and Honda on this one because I think that they absolutely killed it from the launch. This car looks amazing. And, there's not a lot known about it right now, obviously. It's all speculation, but I'm really excited for this car. And now, staying inside of the Honda brand, we have the 2022 Honda Civic. Now, I'm specifically excited to see the Honda Civic Si, which is supposed to come with a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder. And I really liked the last generation of the Civic, especially the hatchback version. I felt like they looked very, very cool. They had very buildable engines, they were extremely reliable, everything you'd expect from a Honda. And the cool thing about this car is it's supposed to start around $22,000. So it is not going to break the bank if you do want to trade in your old one for a new Civic. Now, the styling, a lot of people like the new styling on this car. I prefer the old styling. The hatchback for this car, it looks pretty good in my opinion. The sedan, I'm not a huge fan of. I think, it probably stagnated a little bit, the design did, from the last generation. But I am really excited for this car because I know it's going to handle really well, and it's a cheap car, and it's going to make 180 horsepower. It's going to get good, miles per gallon. It's a good daily driver as well as a halfway decent performance car if you do want to drive it like that. So I'm excited for this car. Can't wait to see it come out, and I hope you are too. And now for the next car, this is honestly my favorite car on this list. I think that Nissan absolutely nailed this car, and it's gonna drop in 2023. It's the Nissan 400Z, and it's the next generation of the Z cars. It's continuing off of the current model, the 370Z. Now, this car will cost around $45,000. It's built to compete with the Toyota Supra, and I feel like it absolutely destroys the Supra. I feel like the Toyota Supra has no chance of competing with this in the market whenever it comes out. It's supposed to come with a twin turbo V6, and they're going to option it with a manual if you want it. The retro styling on it with the modern features. I mean, it looks like if you imagined a old 240Z and you put it into the year 2021. If you produced it today, this is what it would look like. And man, Nissan absolutely killed this car. I'm just looking at it right now, and I love everything about it. I love the front, I love the side profile, I love the rear, the taillights especially. It's such a throwback to the old Datsuns. It's got great power. It's going to have twin turbos, a manual. You already know it's going to handle extremely well. For 45 grand, this is an absolute steal of a car. Thank you, Nissan, for bringing this out and for bringing it to us car enthusiasts. This is going to sell like hotcakes. And for the sixth and final car on this list, we're going to stay inside of the Nissan brand and talk about the R36 GTR. Now, this car is planned to be released in early 2023. I don't think they've showcased this car yet. It's just been prototypes. But from what I've seen and from what I've heard about this car, it is going to be an absolute monster. Now, as you guys may know, this is supposed to be the final edition of the GTR lineup, and I really hope that Nissan goes out with a bang with this car because it looks great. The R35, The last generation GTR that they produced absolutely killed it. It blew all expectations out of the water, and I feel like everybody loved the R35, including me. And if they can just continue on improving off of the R35 and put that into the R36, this car is going to sell, and it's going to sell a lot. We still don't know much about it yet. It's probably going to have a twin turbo V6, probably not going to come in a manual, probably be a tool clutch automatic, but it will have all-wheel drive. And man, I can't wait to see this car come out. I can't wait to see this premiere somewhere in the world. So I know that in this video I think it was 5 Japanese cars that are coming out and 1 American car. But the thing is, like, I feel like American car companies and European car companies are really committing to that electrification by 2030, 2035, 2040, and Japan just hasn't quite committed to that yet. Our last hope is hybrids, of course, for petrol engines. But, that's the reason I didn't have a lot of American cars. I only have one, and I had no European cars on this list. They're all moving towards electric. Everything that they're announcing is an electric car. It's a new electric addition to their lineup. And, that's just not something I'm excited for. As a car guy, I like noise, I like engines, I like working on engines, I like seeing cars that have performance from a combustion engine. I don't like seeing, Teslas. I mean, I don't mind seeing Teslas, there's nothing wrong with them, but it's just not something I'm into. So that's why I didn't include any electric cars in this video. If you would like to see some electric cars in, a different video, I wouldn't mind doing that. But as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, and if you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing and following along for more content like this. But for now, this is Scion Life, signing out.